Alright, let's get rolling. Guys, I'm SSN Incarnum, if you don't already know, and I'm sure you do. So we're going to do things a lot differently than normal. Put on the headset, grab the camera, throw on the fraps. I feel like day 9 had a slightly less attractive, less intelligent, more annoying son, and that's me. And now I'm going to do something similar to what he does, and that is user submissions, but I'm going to really get into the analytical stuff for you guys. I'm really going to break this game down, and we're going to look at it from the Protoss's point of view. That would be Blue, Crazy SCV. He is our user submitter of the day. Now, he sent this replay to me, and he said, Incarnum, I need help. Now, I'm gonna spoil something for you. The Blue Protoss here did actually win the game, but he could definitely have improved. And let me say that the Zerg player, hold on one second. Let me get the sound down here because I was actually recently playing. I know I was playing. So yeah, I have to turn the sound down after I play because I have to turn it up in order to hear anything. So, starting this out pretty normal, except our Protoss player here gets a really, really strange wall. Okay, so buddy, you can tighten your wall up. That's the first thing I want to point out. Very, 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 very first thing is you can tighten your wall up. You could put the cyber core over here, and so that there's only one space right here, and you can wedge that off with your zealot. Now that's basic of basic of basic, okay? Lots of Protoss players know that. Even players who don't play Protoss know that. That is staple play. And I think the problem here, I think the reason you couldn't do that is because your pylon placement, it kind of blocked where you want to put your cyber core. But not even, I think you just missed. If you moved it over one square, see right there, it would have been fine. So anyway, now you have a space here, you have a space here, and a space here. And if lings ever ran by, speedlings, you wouldn't be able to stop it, okay? You wouldn't be able to hold it off. Now you got this double gas, you got the second gas really early, and then you never actually got any tech, which was really strange to me. And you never went for like heavy sentry either. But later on, you do a warp in of sentry, and it kind of justifies it. But you'll see in the later end of this replay, as we speed it up here, that you are just floating in gas. You don't need that second gas. If you really want all the extra gas, by the way, this was funny to me. You had this stalker the whole time, and this overlord, you saw the overlord float past your pylon with your probe, and he sees everything. This overlord sees your foregate, okay? Now, whether or not the Zerg reacts to that is his own thing. A probe sees that the lings are on the field. Honestly, this foregate is now useless in higher levels. He's seen the foregate, he knows what's coming, he will be able to defend against it if he knows what he's doing. So by letting that overlord float into your base, you've lost your early all-in, okay? So that sucks. That sucks for you. And this is a pretty common way to do the foregate, pretty standard here. You're going to push in with a large amount of units. However, your foregate was very late, so not only did he see it, but it's late. So he's had tons of time to prepare. Yeah, I know. A regular foregate should finish, your warp tech should finish at 520. If you're trying to really put on early aggression and maybe even win the game, you're looking at 520. And anything after that is simply late. So I don't know what to tell you, but you need to get faster. And part of that was that you spent chrono on your gateway and too many on your nexus, and then you didn't have enough chrono for your cybernetics core. And the second gas made things weird too. If you look right now, you're sitting at 600 gas. Now you make a warp in of sentries, and that's wonderful, but no. If you were here right now, I'd take you onto the bed behind me and spank you. And as sexual as that is, I think you'd learn something from it. I'm not sure what the lesson would be, but I'd like to believe you'd take something home from it. Maybe a bruise, maybe a smile on your face, I don't even know. But lots of gas, you're floating in minerals now. Really, you could expand if you wanted to. You could expand, you could use this foregate pressure at the front door. I mean, one thing I have to say that you've done brilliantly, well, not brilliantly, but like low-level play tends to indicate this urge to suicide your units. Whether you can win the fight or not, you will engage. But you have not pushed into this, which I'm very proud of you. You poked in, you saw that there was a lot of stuff, and you backed off, okay? Now, he's in a situation where, like a high-level Zerg, he's got these spine crawlers here, he's got some lings, he's got some roaches. You're going to poke in and see a lot of stuff, as you can see right here. Now, a good Zerg player will know that he's safe, and if you're going to expand, he can expand again and take a third, and still be able to defend this. Once he drops that third, he can, drop a few more spines, spit out a few more roaches, whatever. He can even get Muta now off 2 base, come over here and skull fuck your line. I mean, you're sitting outside of your base. You've really done your job now. You need to take this expansion and come home, because there's nothing else you can do here. But despite what could have happened, despite what the Zerg's options are here right now, you've done a good job containing him. And he doesn't try to counterattack you. He doesn't try to backdoor you or drop you or nidus you or muta harass or anything like that. So effectively you have him contained. What you do need to do is come over here and check for a third. So keep that scouting open, okay? Really keep that scouting open. Put a pylon here. On the right side of his base. If those muta come out, you'll see them. You have no idea what's going on the inside. Now, he does suicide a bunch of lings past you. Oh no, 2 lings got by, but, I mean, so some lings are dead. You've got no information about what's going on here. You don't know what tech is here. You don't know if he has infestors. You don't know if he has muta. You don't know, hell, he could have ultralisks. 1120, why not? Broodlords. If Broodlords came out, you are done. But that would be one hell of a tech rush. Regardless, you need to be doing more. These are idle units. They're sitting here. They're doing nothing, okay? It makes me very sad. Also, you're on 2 bases now, and that means, okay, you got a robo. You could even have more gateways, though. You could have 2 more gateways. You could easily have 2 more gateways. I like the tech, though, and the upgrades. Good. But now that those are down, you could have 2 more gateways. You don't have the production to spend your money. Money and gas. And there's the observer, finally. I like that. So finally you've got an observer, and you're gonna go take a look. You know that there's a lot of shit there, and you should not be pushing it. But roaches, a little overlapping force field. So practice your force field, buddy. Get them spread out so that, look at these 2 here, 1 and 2. I like that. They're spread out, and this one here is not. So that's a wasted force field. This one's not bad. So practice keeping that spread out. Everybody knows they should, but it's like chrono. Everybody knows they're supposed to spend their chrono, but they just don't. But really practice spreading those force fields out. There's a bunch of micro trainers and custom games. My favorite is Darjeeling Micro Trainer. That one's really good. So look that up. Maybe I'll put a link to it in the description. Maybe not. We'll see how lazy I am later. But yeah. You've got 2 observers here, good, 1 into the main. Let's go see what kind of tech they've got. Immortals are definitely an option for you now. As you know, he's going heavy roach. Bunch of lings, but Zealot Immortal, maybe get some Archons. You've got the Templar tech kind of on the way. Zealot charge, I like it. Now your Zealots, buddy, I didn't mention this at the start either, but let's go back here for a second. Way at the start, you got the Zealot, he's on stop. If any ling were to pop up the front, even though it's already worthless because he's not feeling the chokes, but you need to use hold position, man. You need your hold position right there, because if anything comes up the ramp, this Zealot's going to chase him down, and you're going to lose your plug in the wall. So going back all the way to where we were, you need that hold position. And it's because of that moment that we just saw where all your charge lots ran up ahead and died to everything that was there because he poked forward with a few units and then pulled back to his spines. And had you been on hold position, nothing would have happened, you would have been fine. So what's going on down here? Nothing to worry about. But yeah. And we're going to kind of cruise along here. And look at all this standing around. It makes me so sick. Makes me so sick. First of all, let me say something. Look at these spine crawlers here. They're protecting this strip right here. But if you know this map, you know that you could come around here, check for a third, potentially destroy it, because your army can easily take his. This is an insignificant army in compared to yours. The only reason you can't break this is because of the spine crawlers. So, you could take this third, kill that army, and you could come down here, and you have all this space. All of it. Right here, guys. Think of your map options. That's such a big thing. People engage in the wrong places. This is a bad place for the Protoss to be right now, but he's still so sure that he needs to camp the outside, and it's not true. You've got all these options. Learn your maps. Learn the options that you have for mobility. And obviously this is a choke, and it's a good spot for the Zerg to set up his spines, but like I said, there's this weakness back here, and you really need to abuse those things. So continuing to spit out a pathetic little army, the Zerg player could have easily died a couple times now. I'd like to see blink on your stalkers if you're going to stick with this gateway composition. A couple force fields back there. It's not like the Zerg army is trying to get through anyway. It's just kind of sitting there. I'm not sure where his attention is. A couple Muta come out. You're sort of winning this, but it's being really expensive for you. And he will be able to regurgitate an army fast enough to really ruin your day. So, oh my gosh, you're a little bit worried. You've got weapons too. Yeah, this game you got your upgrades really well. Really proud of you for that. I'm gonna take a drink. I'm not paid to say anything nice about Coke, but for God's sake, drink Coke. It makes you happy. Unless you're fat, it probably just makes you fatter. But I mean, whatever makes you happy. Don't let anyone tell you not to be fat. Fat people are beautiful. I love your man boobs. Just wear a bra when you're sitting next to me on the bus. Every bump is a little bit too distracting for me. Sorry. Anyway, getting back to this game. What do we got here? Crazy FCV still chilling. Oh, wait. Muta. Oh, I kind of said that would happen, but it's fine because you have a lot of stalkers. Now, let me say, you have blink. Why would you blink like that? Why would you... I don't understand. Anyway, you need to learn how to use your blink properly. You don't need to blink everything at once. Coming down here, you're a little outnumbered, kind of abandoning your ground forces. That's fine, you had to. Good choice. You weren't going to win that fight. There was no reason to stick around and lose everything. So, I'm glad you backed out of there. Cut your losses. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. And running home. All is well. Opening up these gateways. Nothing really to say. You don't have either of these gases saturated. Now, you could tell me that was your plan. Oh, I don't need the gas, which you really don't because you're not spending your money, asshole. Yeah, if you're going to build these geysers, you better use them. If you're not going to use them, don't build them. But I mean, you've got money to spare, so this is a bad example, but you shouldn't have the money to begin with. Anyway, more of these. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ. You've got 2 pylons powering 8 gateways. 3 of them are unwarped. I am disappointed in you. Watch this. This is going to be great. Oh, Artosis pylon all the way. How many gateways go down? 3. 2. Only 2. Surprising. If he gets the other one, it'll be all of them. 8 gateways, which is disgusting. So the other thing is, watch how freaking long it takes you to build this other pylon. I think it's probably an APM thing. If we take a look at the APM, you're sitting at around an average of 55, which, I mean, you don't need a whole lot of APM to be good at this game. But just practice your multitasking. You do a lot of sitting around with your army, which is not a good thing. I don't know what that statue did to deserve that, but I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. You can all still be friends. Now, he's massing up in this choke again, which, sure, if that's what he wants to do. Yum. Drink. You still haven't built this pylon. Makes me sad. You're at 149 out of 150. I mean, you even freaking need a pylon. But don't worry. Salvador here is going to fix your supply problem. And you can thank him later. But, yeah, that was an effective blink if I've ever seen. Oh, nope. So, getting back to work. Hells yeah. And Crazy SCV doing his warp in thing. But still 2 gateways unpowered. Still, oh no, you dropped some pylons somewhere. Not where you needed them, but you dropped some pylons. I'm proud of you. You should always be tapping around your base. You know, if you're ever sitting still, if you're like, what should I do? Take a look around your base, spread your units around the map. Even if it's a probe, send a probe. Just, okay. I don't even know how to say this to you. Just explode. Just comb the map. Send observers. Build a robo-bay just for observers, if that's what you need to do. And just fan them out across the map. Chrono those suckers out and spray them everywhere. You don't... They're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap. Blizzard gave you that buff for a reason. And, yeah, no. Because you don't know where the Zerg army is. Bam. You could be on top of these Muta a little bit more. And, this is not open. I don't know when you closed it, because it was open. You chronoed the closed gateway. I don't understand. But, what? Why? Oh, dear God. Anyway, okay. Whoa, okay. One thing I want to say. Great job not sending your whole army over to deal with the Mutalisks. I'm really proud of you. However, you did lose that Stalker, and let me remind you, you have Blink. You didn't need to lose it. You could have blinked that single Stalker to the back of the pack and saved his life. So, unit retention, motherfucker. Unit retention. So, you're finally replacing the pylon. There you go. Look at the powered gateways. They're so much nicer. You should probably chrono this again. Just saying. And then Colossus. I like the Colossus. Do you have range? You do have range. So finally, we're getting some tech in Crazy SCV Town. You finally found out how to spend your minerals, and you need to spend some gas. So get some High Templar. Why not? You could use the feed. I guess your APM's kind of low, but you could learn to use the feedback on the infestors. It's a great way to deal with infestors. So, yeah, think about that, sir. Once again, you are not moving at all and have no map control whatsoever. I mean, you see this army, which is great, which means you know you can move. So there you go. You're going to move out now. It's about time. You need proxy pylons out here. You need control of the watchtowers. You need anything. I mean, you have no map control. A good Zerg is going to have creep spread. So someday you're going to... Oh, look at this. There's the Gold Expo. What would you do if that was saturated? That would be a bad day for you. And you had no idea it was there. And how easy that would have been to spot. Also, this army is about to engage you. Good concave. Zerg player, you have a lot of shit. You have a lot of shit. And right now, you are engaging in the most terrible concave I've seen in a long time, and your army is cut up by force fields. Now, you need to back up, because once this half of your army is dead, this half of your army is no longer big enough to deal with this army. Okay? Do you understand? You can't beat this army with this army. This is not a big enough Zerg army to deal with this. This army is not enough to deal with this. And they're not going to get a chance to, like, fight each... No. So many Zerg do this. Watch. He's going to keep smashing into those force fields. He's like, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Someday they'll get out of the way. Someday they'll get out of the way. And they just never get out of the way. So leave, save this army, come back home, and regroup and do this again. You'll whittle down another small ball, a small section of this Protoss army. But instead you're going to lose everything. Absolutely everything. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So, a good macro Zerg would have replaced a port. Look at all these eggs. Look at all these eggs. Right? Yeah. a bunch of eggs at each hatchery, assuming you have one here, and a good macro zerg will have one here and here, will spit out a boatload of units. And if you had what you could have saved along with those reinforcements, you'd have another whole army. Definitely bigger than 154, which is what this guy's sitting on. Okay? So if you'd saved those units, you'd have a big army. Think about it. Think about it. So, this is funny. You force field all those eggs so that they can't come out and attack you. And then it turns out they were all muta. And they just fly over the force fields. And then die. But yes, with all these units here and what you had before, maybe, just maybe, you could have done some more damage. But yeah, no. Don't smash into those force fields. Protoss player, you make me sad, buddy. But eventually you won. And really, okay, summarizing it up, use your hold position, man. Do your scouting. You gotta scout. One thing you did do good was spend your chrono, even if it was on closed gateways. But, so you got some chrono here, but it's not a big deal. It's not, at least it's not full. Look, you got empty chrono here, a pretty empty chrono here. Look at this, you're chronoing out your upgrades. I'm proud of you, buddy. At the end of the game, you had weapons 3, and hey, look at this, 3-2. I'm proud of you, man. So good job there. But, scouting. You need to scout. You could have found this earlier. You could have just raffle stomped this kid, and you would have seen these muta. Just pathetic. Well, I guess you did see them, but yeah. Like I said, get some map control, buddy, and you could do so much better. I mean, you're winning these games, but these could be so much more one-sided than was. And yeah, other than that, man, you played pretty well. Gateways earlier, you went for so long on so many resources on just 2 bases. Like, I think, let me see, 16 minutes into the game, I think. Let's see where it is. 16. Here we are. We're on 3 bases. Well, you're taking your 3rd here. Okay. You've got your 2nd and your 1st fully saturated. You're still on 4 gates, man. 4 gates, and look at all your money. There's no reason why you don't have more gates, pumping out more sentry, more zealots, more whatever. I don't even care. More production. You need more production sooner. When you were on 3 bases, then you dropped 8 gates, like this. But you could have dropped those a long time ago. You could have possibly even beaten what you fought here. I mean, you weren't that far off, and with a little more production money, you could have, I think, won the game right then and there. You could have gotten right up in here, force field this choke, no more reinforcements to defend his natural, game over. And this whole bullshit, yeah, he would have needed those muta to come back and to defend. You could have been golden. But you waited a little too long, but no problem, man. No problem. So, I think those are the things that you really need to work on. It's production, it's scouting, and use your hold position. You have that option for a reason. And you wouldn't lose a lot of zealots for free and stuff like that. And work on your wall. This was really strange wall positioning. I think you know what you're doing, you just made a mistake and put your building 1 square over. But guys, let me know if this is the kind of thing you like to see. I'm SSN Incarnum. I'll see you guys next time.